like here.
I'm sure Casey's across the street, so we'll get a pizza.
We can go get a salad down at DG.
We're okay again.
I'm just connecting with you.
Me and
Okay.
me and Kim.
Welcome and thank you for choosing freeconferencecall.com. You're helping people around the world communicate for free.
Already did this
Please
once.
enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign.
Pressure's on.
If you are the host, press star now. Otherwise, please enter your PIN followed by the pound or hash. Thank you. You are the only participant in the conference. To start conference recording, press 1. The recording has started.
I move that we return to regular session.
Second?
Discussion? Sue?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes,
All right. Back.
before we take the next item on the agenda, the League of Cities says that both the minutes and the recording are required to be sealed and may not be opened except by order of the court. So how have we done that in the past?
Well, you guys are gonna have to do the minutes. 'Cause I wasn't here.
I got the minutes.
And the sealing of the recording?
That one is,
Erase it after you take the minutes.
don't know.
Nope.
No, we can't.
It's gotta be maintained.
There's
Those
a
in the lockbox.
$25,000 fine right there.
Well, I can get a new recorder and we'll put
Yeah.
that one in the safe deposit box.
Lockbox, yeah.
Says the minutes and recording are required to be kept for at least 1 year unless enforcement action is initiated in that case. So yeah, we'd have to put that. I would suggest that we put it in an envelope. We seal the envelope, initial or sign over the seal to show that so that if it's tampered with, we would know, and then put it in the lockbox and leave it. Because if it's just in a lockbox, you have a key, you could go and get it out.
Mhm.
So, or the assistant clerk or the mayor. So, yeah, it doesn't say what to do as to how to seal it, but I think putting it in an envelope, and
Lockbox.
sealing the envelope, signing over the seal, and then
And write yourself a note in a year, you can delete it,
well,
Just
put a
on
date
your
put a
calendar,
date on
put a
it,
date on it.
and then go buy another one.
So the issue is you're gonna have to buy
Those
another
are
one.
cheap, so.
Yep. Yeah,
We'll
this one-
we'll
this
figure
one's
it out
stuck,
instead
so.
of buying one. like
And this
that.
could be a backup in a year.
Somewhere We can reuse,
Delete it.
chip, put a card in.
Yeah.
And then take the card out.
It would be nice if it was a removable
Yes.
chip, because then you could just pull it out, put that in the envelope.
Yep. Just a little micro card.
Okay.
Sheriff's report.
Take the
I have
minutes,
always been advised by our attorney that if you anticipate going into closed session, you talk to the attorney
sorry.
first and make sure you have all your ducks in a row. The attorney understands the purpose, they sign off on it, and then you go into closed session. In some cases, I think even the attorney was to be present, but
I appreciate that information, and we will definitely use that in the next situation. So,
should it never
should it
happen,
happen again?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is my second one.
I'll say when I get the next report, I'll do it again.
All right, on to sheriff's report. I did not receive, and Deb did
Receive one.
receive. On to fire department. Number of calls August and September 8th with 51 people. Not sure what that means.
We had 8
Oh,
calls with 51 people,
okay. 8 calls, 51.
August through September,
Thank you.
not September 8th.
It's getting late.
It is.
Mutual aid, 2. Indian Township was 4. Washington was 0. And city was 2. Injuries or accidents was none. No maintenance needed. Special event, pancake breakfast, October 26th. Anything the city needs to do, we need to vote on a new member.
I thought we did that
We
last
did
month.
that.
We did
Disregard.
that. We read that contract.
Fire meeting. Yes, we do need to do that.
But see, Tony didn't do a report last month, so he didn't really.
Ties together. Got it.
October
Members are present.
26th. Pancake breakfast that usually starts at 7 or 8.
So what
I think there's 7. Must be.
Okay.
Well, luckily, we're halfway through the meeting.
Yes. No old business, nothing on the citizens forum. Winter fire school is coming up in January. They did call critiques on 4 calls. Chiefs news, possible opportunity for a grain bin rescue training. It's awesome. Hope they get to that. And they adjourn. On to EMS. Calls for September. They had 11 page outs. They responded to 10. 1 to 4 EMS personnel per call. 1 to 2 fire person assists. 5 in the city of Maxwell. 5 in Indian Township. 1 in Washington Township. EMS monthly meeting. They had 7 in attendance. Monthly truck check was completed, and the CQI was completed by Story County Medical. Vehicle maintenance needing to be done is none, and nothing from the city council needed. EMS meeting, truck checks, minor that they need to exchange the drug box, committees, none. Old business, old settlers covering the rodeo went well. New business, still waiting to hear back for what day will work for the breathing training and more details. Waiting to hear back some more details on image trend. Reminder for those that need to complete their EMS trainings. Chief and Jamie, thank you for all that they do and keep up the great work.
I need to be reminded what image trend is.
That is the reporting software for the medical reports.
Thank you.
On to library. They had a total of 207 books, 79 movies. Attendance was 248, 86 children, 148 adults, and 14 art program bridges. They had 153 out with 94 on hold, 7 computers by adults and 30 by children. Current events, annual Halloween party October 19th, annual hot cocoa on Beggars Night, budget planning for 25-26 fiscal year. New door is in, have painted as soon as possible. New toilet and sink are installed, painting to be done soon. They were chosen by Brownstone Books to receive 100 kids books. It's awesome. Upcoming events, continued budget planning, looking to add adult classes geared toward retirement age community. Holiday party, December 21st. Annual Friends of the Library fundraiser in January. The board meeting. Mentioned that the work on the bathroom was coming along. Painting is starting up next week. Update on the front door. Doors installed, looks great. Received a quote to have the door painted. Library has hired a part-time employee. She started Saturday. Day of carrying didn't happen. They'll figure out something else for the mailbox. New art was a huge hit. Thanks to everyone involved. And needs a couple volunteers to help with trick or treat. Friends board, grants. Jenny is still looking for some grants that would be beneficial to the library. Board members watched a 1-hour video. On to Public Works. Seal coat crew should be here this week. New water main is installed on Baldwin and disinfected. They will flush the line and test for bacteria and start hooking up services. Storm sewer is next step for Baldwin. Have a message into Alliant fixing the missing street light at 7th and Baldwin. And I got an update from the Line Energy rep this week that he received both, and I saw that he already fixed the light on Ashford, so there was a light out. Water, Scott passes grade 1 water treatment, there it is. And found and replaced inoperable water main valve in front of 613 Main Street. Nice to have another working valve. Sewer, CIT is coming to investigate some of the lines that need to be repaired and blocked off. I discussed that with Scott and Tony, getting the exact locations. There's going to be some additional cost with that because they're going to have to run their scope to find out what services are there. Just wanted the council to be aware that there's going to be some costs in actually identifying those property owners. So, but part of the process. They also made a recommendation that we put it out to the residents first. So we are determining the locations of all the homes first. So anybody that wants to have it done sooner than later can get it knocked out. So if they want to pay for it. So if your line needs to be done and you want to have your line done this year, you can get it paid for and get it included in the job.
I thought, we only have, so if I wanted to have mine done and.
So if I send you the letter that your home is going to get done.
And I pay cash up front rather than having it assessed so that I can deduct it from my taxes, then I could go ahead and get it done this year.
Yep. And it might be at a reduced cost because costs go up every year.
And what is does that apply to everyone in town? So they're going to be
We're trying
hop,
to do
skipping and jumping around?
possibly, but it depends on, because we're already hop, skipping and jumping to complete our work, what we've already identified as needing to be done.
I thought that was in a
Couple
specific
sections.
area.
But if they can put together a group of homes, then they would do that.
So the letter that we would send out to people would offer them the opportunity, if they wanted to pay cash, then we will consider adding them to the list if we are doing work in their area.
Yep.
It's got to be.
We only have 3 areas that we've conducted so far, so we only know 3 locations, 3 set quadrants.
So we'd have to buy more Tiger Wise potentially then too.
Well, we wouldn't be buying them then. The homeowners would buy
They
them.
would be buying.
Yep.
We'd have to order more then.
They would order them.
Yeah.
It's just going through the contractor. Yep. All right. Parks. Jake is in the process of taking down trees, and they've been watering the new trees.
Tony did tell me he talked to Carl Marshall about yard waste. You know, you guys wanted to maybe level it out, get rid of some potholes, and he would level it out, take out the extra, because most of that is ash where that is, and it would be like $2,000.
To pay him to come in and do it.
It seems pretty darn reasonable.
Tell her to send us a quote. So we have, because
Could be $2,000, could be 2,500, could be 1,500, so. You can send us a quote.
Is that under the bid requirements?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought so.
We don't have to go out for competitive quotes because it's under the dollar.
Okay, which
Is
is
it 5,000?
5,000.
So I thought it was more than that.
Has gone up, okay.
All right. City clerk, only one meeting last month. Yay.
I'm so proud of you guys.
Let's see if we can fix that this month.
We'll
Yeah.
take care of that.
Oh,
We had the financial audit, waiting for a few things, and then we will get the results.
Was that very painful this year?
no. Actually, it was a lot easier than it has been in the past.
Okay, good.
We've had a lot of trouble with Carrie's printer going down.
That fixed or
Printing
not?
to the new printer.
Get her computer fixed, read the,
Well, we've got it fixed for right now.
It may need to get somebody in troubleshoot some issues that they've been having. And we would still like a solution for our storage problem.
I did take a class for our street financial report, and there's some changes I need to make to some of our categories. They're not, just splitting them out a little bit more.
Budget categories.
To make reporting easier.
Treasurer's report.
There's the minus $10,000 on removal of trees.
That was a request from the contractor. In the midst of his work, his machine broke, and I gave him a portion of his contract for a portion of the completed project.
But we should be able to wipe out the minus $10,000 by doing a transfer. And this was being funded from, I believe, community betterment, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So, if you go ahead and put on a, transfer resolution to cover that, and who knows, maybe by then there'll be, more expenditure, but we can keep it from going negative.
And then the budget report.
Third of the way through the year,
It looks
legal services are a little high, but some of the others are low.
And I've started to pay sewer for the city account this month.
Sewer and water.
So those are probably going to start fluctuating.
On to Parks and Open Spaces Board. Sorry, anybody else have anything else on the city really quick? Steve and Jody attended the Prairie Meadows Award celebration for the receipt of our grant for the inclusive park equipment. Great food and got some new ideas. Thank you guys.
And as something that other council people may want to keep in mind, should we ever get something like that again, you go down there, you sit at this big table, it's only about half full, and so at the end, we took all the leftover sandwiches home with us because they were just gonna throw them out. And so we had food for 3 days afterwards. So thank you, council, for sending us.
There's also the upcoming final display of the visioning committee.
Yeah, I was just gonna look that up. When is that?
November
8th,
7th,
7th.
from 9 to 4. Registration starts at 8 a.m. It's in the Gateway Center in Ames. The
You said from 9 to 4?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll have it from 10 to 2.
Ooh.
Okay, 9 to 4.
and that'll be a free catered lunch as well. And if you're lucky like me, you'll leave with some IPAs. Heart of Iowa bike trail work is nearing its finish. Story County Conservation anticipates completion to be mid-November. Asked about using prairie mix for the shoulder seating. At least one side, horses don't like to walk in tall grass. Grand trail opening will be planned next spring. The Vision Committee is nearing completion of its plan work. I should have just shut up. The next meeting is October 7th, which is next Monday at 6. Be getting cost estimates on a few proposed projects. Please consider volunteering for the work. City Council agenda for October 2nd includes proposed integrated roadside vegetation management plan. I got to say that twice.
Yes.
Please consider setting it for a public hearing. The plan will open up even more possibilities for grant money. The DNR notified us that there is a new set of grants for trees with no match requirement. Jody has begun work on completing an application. The due date is December 30th, and these grants allow needed support equipment for tree care. Good.
You know, needed support equipment could be a four-wheeler with a
Tank.
200-gallon tank that has an electric pump in it. It would be,
That'd be handy
yeah.
and quicker probably. On to council and mayor reports. Steve.
Eddie Erickson approached me a week or so ago. He was told he had a ash tree in his front yard, and was told that it was on his property, so he took it down. And looking at it, it appears to me as though it is in the right of way. And so he was wondering whether or not a portion of the cost could be paid by the city. And since it was our tree that needs to come down, I don't know how much we're spending on a per tree basis, but I think that
You got an address for that?
for Eddie?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Did he pay somebody to take it down?
He's going to be spending more than what we are in gross, but, you know, just taking what we spend on an average tree, and if it's half of what we spend is less than half of what he spent, why not?
Did it have an X on it? Was it marked?
No, because we told him it was on private property.
It was on the list we had when we had the guy go around and mark them. And it was in the part that said that it was private property. That's why I told him it was private property.
Well, if you look at I'm bringing up Beacon until I can get his,
Across from Cindy James almost,
yeah, just a little bit north of Cindy James.
in the corner.
Maxwell Street.
Thank you.
7th and Maxwell.
Okay.
Maxwell Street. And yeah, he was on the corner, 616 Maxwell Street.
615.
616. He's on the east side.
That'd be an odd number then, wouldn't it?
No. Yeah, odd number is east side.
He's on the west side.
So is it the tree that shows up in the middle of the, well, on the left of the property line? Is it the one that was in front of the house?
Yeah, it's the one in front of the house, next to the driveway.
Judging by the GIS, it's in his property.
No, judging from the GIS, the trunk of the tree is in the right of way.
No, the other side of the street. Red
Okay.
house, yep. Alright,
This tree.
yep.
So how far from this,
Which one is it? Which tree was it?
is it the one next?
Oh, I guess it was Nash.
Yeah.
So this map doesn't even have the ash tree there.
This one does.
It's a 66-foot right of way. And
Oh, stop it.
the center of the tree appears to be about 28 feet from the center line of the road.
Are you talking the one on the corner to the north?
Talking about the one right in front of his window?
Yeah. But I think we should take a closer look at it. If it's definitely on private property, great. If it's in the city right of way, then we may want to do something about it. We also had an email from the Iowa Waste I can't remember what their name is, but they have extra chairs and desks and stuff that get thrown away.
Iowa State, the Department of,
So basically governmental agencies that have the opportunity to
Right.
dispose of property for free to somebody else that would use it versus destroying your property.
Right.
And did Scott ever get up to get those?
No, he was busy.
Were they still available?
I don't know. I didn't check because he wasn't going to have time to go.
Would you check and see if they're still available?
No,
They had
Don't know.
they had a bunch of chairs.
it doesn't match my decor. They're blue. I've got black.
Well, you can keep as many black ones over there as you want.
We can always reupholster.
I'm not reupholstering.
Come on,
Those were
get
bad
on
enough.
those.
Those were bad enough.
We get these emails occasionally. Some of these chairs certainly could be replaced. And if we get an email and they have 6 chairs, we might want to just give staff the authority
They
to
have the authority
go
to
and
go
pick
get
them up.
You guys have the authority to go get something from that side at any
Call him tomorrow.
time. Thank you.
Tony will be back tomorrow, so then I'll have 2 guys.
Okay.
He was busy trying to find those water mains.
problem.
and I thought that was more important than chairs.
Haven't sat in this chair for a while.
Same chair.
Yes, I sit in that one every Friday.
All right. Anything else, Steve?
Nope.
Thank you. Sue.
I pretty much got it off my shoulders earlier.
Okay. All right. Joel.
I attended the League of Cities conference last week before.
Thanks for
Learned some new stuff, so it was a pretty good conference. Lots of free food too. So
They do put together a good,
yes, they
good
do.
education.
Next year it will be in Des Moines, so a lot closer. Won't have to spend as much money to go, but
Or what?
it was Sioux City.
Oh,
So, so
Sioux City.
put a couple hundred miles on my brand new car. So, and then I noticed the speed signs are in. Is there a way to? I know Tony, you got the training, right? How often are we going to ask for reports so that we can see what we're getting off of it?
Wish you would have asked that during closed session.
Okay.
Those aren't reporting.
Okay.
Those are merely just speed warnings.
Okay.
If they don't report any data. So they just tell you how fast you're speeding over the speed limit.
Does the one on South need realigned a little bit? It doesn't catch you until you're around the curve, at least the time I went.
We can ask Tony to look at it.
You're just going too fast.
No, and I do think kids are being careful.
Oh,
Oh, it says 35 here or
I've seen a lot of
25.
brake lights come on.
I've seen a lot of people
I think
slow
it's been a
down.
good
I saw
addition.
the traffic coming over this hill out here much slower on a regular basis. I've watched cars coming in that started slowing down sooner, so
Yeah,
they're
it's a plus.
having the desired effect.
So since it was a state highway, the Iowa DOT did that, is there anything to do with the county front Baldwin Street?
Absolutely. We have a contact with the contractor. If the council decides that they want to spend, I think it's about $2,500, we can have one more of those put in. But I got those two for nothing. So.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna say,
I think
They came at the right price.
that spending the $2,500 would be a good idea after we get the pavement in.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That would definitely be something to
Yeah.
consider, and probably maybe a little further out, right at the city line.
Up till now, we've had speed bumps to slow people down there.
Yeah.
So
So
we're gonna have to work on something
That'll be
else.
the next problem, though.
Yeah,
You're
but
absolutely
even-
right. They're gonna come through there 50 mile an hour.
We're gonna have to consider, because if we do we talked about on North Street putting that stop sign in. So if we put a stop sign in there, we're gonna have to back up the rest of the speed signs.
Yep.
So that'll be an issue. I have asked
Wait,
Tony to.
I don't think,
what?
I think they're gonna have to back up. I think the 25 and the stop sign would be too close.
No,
I don't
because the
think so.
25 is at North Street, which is,
Is that where it changes?
yeah,
Right at North Street?
yeah.
So coming from
It's
30
3 blocks.
35
All
is
3 blocks are
about-
25.
halfway up the cemetery, and 45,
So the
Yes.
25 speed sign starts at North Street.
yeah.
Do we want them going from 25 to stop, or from 35 to stop? Or do we want to have them start to slow down prior to that?
As you're going south,
Mhm.
North Street is 25, and we have no stop signs until you get down to 50.
For 3 blocks.
That's what I mean.
And so that's, what, plenty distance.
No.
yeah, but we were talking about putting a stop sign at North.
At
We
North.
were?
why?
That was one that got brought up.
That was
I thought it was making 5th Street a 4-way stop.
that
That's
was
what we
tonight.
just
That
asked.
was
I was
nice,
gonna- That's what I just asked, but there is somebody,
2 meetings
He wants
ago,
us to-
we had a citizen come up and ask for a stop sign, a 4-way stop at North Street.
I'm not
Well, it'd be
in
a
favor of
freeway.
that.
It'd be a freeway there.
So it would be
Yeah, there's no west, yeah.
3-way stop there, just to slow the traffic. So, but anyway, that's for another discussion another time.
yep, there's a
Yeah.
25 mile an hour sign.
And
Yeah.
stop ahead
Well,
is
that-
3 blocks out too. That should be down a little further south.
So, and that one's completely covered by a tree, and I've asked somebody to clear that Well, you can't see that stop ahead sign until you're past it.
I think we need to talk to the DOT on the one on the south here. They have that, speed limit sign 25 miles an hour at the same place that you have the, thing that says what your speed is. Well, everybody approaching it is going more than 25 miles an hour. And then they're slowing down.
That's the way it is out there.
That's the east way,
the
same
too.
way it is,
Yeah,
yeah.
same way, it's 35.
It's 45.
That's right where it changes,
Changes at that
and
point.
that's where the sign, the speed sign is.
The radar's right at the
That's the
35.
change. It's a speed.
I think the sign should be a little bit further around the corner that says 25 miles an hour so that you have a chance, or at least a 25 mile an hour ahead sign, a little bit further around the corner so that they know that they're going to be having to go 25 when they get to that thing. But that's just me, I guess. Nobody's going 25 miles an hour when they hit that sign.
Well,
They may-
they're
they
getting,
may-
yes,
they're getting
they are.
25 pretty quick.
Yes,
They
they
may be
are.
hitting 25 when they get to the bike trail.
Yeah, they're slowing down at the sign.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
people are making a game out of it. I want to be 35 when I get to the 35, or I want to be 25 when I get to the 25. When I've got 40 kids on the bus, I got a big darn sure I'm 25 when I get to 25.
All right.
Jimmy's hanging
Doug,
his head over looking.
or Joel, did you have anything else? Sorry.
Nope, that was it.
Doug?
We're gonna get dinged from Pratt's at some point. Do we need to have an ordinance in place for next month to start talking about that? Otherwise, we're gonna be 2 months behind when they raise the rates.
Have we gotten any indication from them with how much it's gonna be raised?
Nope,
But
they
when
haven't
it
raised it
comes,
yet.
they'll want it right away, and we
Yes.
won't have it in place to add that on to our charges. How do
So
we deal?
what did he say? He was gonna raise it 10%?
It's going up
the
20, but
city
he's only
charge.
eat half of it, so 10% of whatever that charge. We don't know the amount, I don't believe.
I think we pay $13 per can to them. I'd have to check back to the budget. But a 10% increase would be $1.30, something like that. And so on our end, do we raise it $1.30 because we don't want to make money on it, or do we do like $1.50? That's things that we need to
Okay,
discuss.
so we need to talk about
Yeah.
it since it's coming up is my question, so.
Well, I think the finance committee should make a recommendation to the council. Who's the finance committee? God, I hope that's me.
That's Susan on the-
Copy over here somewhere. Put it on the desk.
I'm afraid it's me.
Doug Miller and Steve Guest.
All right.
I move.
That doesn't rotate, does it?
When you wanna do
Another
this?
6 months.
When do you wanna do this, Doug?
I don't care, we'll get together before next Wednesday, because I'm leaving Wednesday for a week.
Okay.
All right, that was one item. We bailed on the nuisance letters, and that's been bothering me, you know. The county didn't get the person in place, so that's been a year, and we went through and each of us did our zoning. And we just kind of decided when that person couldn't help us, I kind of think we maybe need to go ahead and at least send out initial letters. They still have 2 months to work on things if people are conscientious enough. And we have a listing of people that's just my thought for what it's worth category. And that's all I have.
Would it be helpful if we each wrote the address and what the problem is?
So aren't they all on the computer?
Spreadsheets.
Mine aren't because I don't have.
Oh, well, you can get it to Deb though. I just,
Sure, Deb's not doing anything.
Well,
I'm just doing my nails.
yeah,
anyway, I just think we're postponing that longer than we really should, because we've got a lot of situations that really need some attention.
Yep.
Oh, and there's one more before I pass. We did the mowing of the cemetery and we bought a mower and hired. Are we gonna tally up our amounts at some point? Because we're close to the end.
Last I looked, we were about, I think it was a month ago when I looked, and we were 7,000 in costs to mow the cemetery, which put us 10,000, 11,000 under budget.
About half of what it was then.
So,
We haven't received any more complaints, have we?
and I'm hoping to make sure that doesn't happen again. So,
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
That's another thing that the finance committee should take a look at to compare what we anticipate our expenditures were and what our actual expenditures were at the end of the season. So
Okay.
probably October, probably November.
just remember this year was skewed because there was the purchase. So,
Well,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we amortize the purchase
Right.
over a 5-year period.
Should be able
And
to tell us.
then we take a look at what we actually spent, and
so I guess that begs the question, do we want to put it up for bid in January?
that's what the finance committee should recommend, whether we do or don't.
But we can always put it up for bid, and then you have an idea of what the cost would be, so that you would know.
Yeah,
Ahead of time.
comparison.
You would have something to compare with what the current costs are, as versus going off of last year's bid.
Okay.
Just an option.
And meet in the morning.
8 o'clock?
No,
Uh,
I have a refrigerator that shelled out on me, and so I'm getting another one delivered tomorrow, so I'll be busy tomorrow.
anything else?
No, thank you.
Nothing.
I have a question probably for Deb. And this is out of curiosity
We already,
because it was
we
in
already
my.
went through you.
Okay,
But that makes 2 records, 'cause I got 2 times last month.
Just know I'm back on call, so if my phone rings, I'm leaving.
It's after 10.
okay, don't you dare call him.
That means I'm gonna stop the meeting and you guys are gonna sit here longer, so.
Oh, no, we
I
have a
know
pro
that-
tem.
When Jones was building the new house, the council was on him like butter on popcorn, I'll put it nice. And now we've got a situation up on Fifth that has been going on for year and a half, almost 2 years. Have they been getting permits on a regular basis? I don't know the person, I don't know anything about it, but I just see it all the time living in the area.
Is there a permit on that property?
She's got a permit. I don't know.
Does she have a permit, a new permit, because they're only good for so long?
Good for a year. I'd have to go back and see when she got her first permit.
Because I know that the council was on Jones like every 3 months for,
But he had like over 2 permits,
oh, okay.
and he was working on his 3rd when we started.
Well, this has been going on, I thought, about the same amount of time, and that's why I was wondering.
Going on a long time.
Yeah.
I know, but she's had different permits. One for a basement, and then she had one for something else. And I mean, her permits have been different than Jones's.
Ah.
So it's been a different situation.
I'm 3 permits in my 2 years in my place, so there's constant projects.
Now you get the demolition.
I know, I need a demolition permit.
I thought,
I'm good. I'm good.
But I'll check on her
that house
newest
was
permit.
just horrible. But it's starting to look really nice now.
That's the bonus. At least when the permits are going through, the people are doing things to make the properties nicer and better. So that's
Yeah,
a
that's gonna look
positive.
nice.
They
on
just
you.
have to clean up all the junk in the back.
Yes, agreed.
Yes, it's bad.
We have lots of places that need cleaned up.
Which
And
gets
not
back to
just
what I,
hers.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, that's an also.
I'll check on her permit.
Mayor,
Yes.
did you have anything?
Part of our agreement for moving the bike trail was to create a bench pad. When do we want, the trail's nearly complete, so I think we can get a contractor in to pour a slab and get a bench in.
We agreed to put a bench in,
We agreed to put in a slab,
a slab for
the bench,
the bench.
Where,
behind Plunkett's.
Oh,
Memory
yes,
of
we
Brad.
did,
yes,
because they wanted to,
They want to put the bench in.
So we still have contractors that are finishing up, doing concrete. Maybe now's the time to get a hold of one of those guys and see if,
especially before they
They
finish
got
that
a
little
extra little
curve.
bit to do.
if they can
right there.
pour that out. Thoughts?
Cause it would just be a 2x6 frame or whatever.
I'm guessing they'll do 2x8 because that's
Yeah,
what they've done
2x8.
everything else. So.
No, I think if we can get them to do it.
Would you see if Tony or Scott can speak with those guys about getting that poured someplace behind Plunkett's is what they asked for?
it would be nice if it was close to their south property line, in a
Someplace
place
easily
that is
accessible.
shaded.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and it probably can't be on their property, it needs to be
Well, it'll be on the trail.
on the trail property.
Yes.
Or the easement,
So there's the direction on that.
and if it can be shaded, that would be great.
All right, and that's all I have for the moment. Consent, I know, consent agenda.
Move to approve consent agenda.
Second,
Further discussion? Sue? Joel?
Yes.
Steve?
yes,
Ken?
yeah,
Doug?
Yes.
I move we adjourn.
second,
Joel?
Yes.
Steve?
yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Ken?
Yeah.
Doug?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Joel, just send me an email when you got time. Eat something, okay?